96.7 KCAL rocks. It is Patrick in the morning, and on your Monday, it's time to talk some sports with our guy, Pep. What's up, Pep?
Yo, what is up, Patrick? What is up, everybody? Yeah, I hope everyone's staying warm out there, man. It's been the last 3, 4, 5 days. It's been crazy here in the IE. We talked last week, Patrick. We weren't sure if the weather was going to have a huge factor on NASCAR rolling into Auto Club Speedway in Fontana. They actually got the cup race in yesterday, man. Kudos to them, negotiating the weather, getting the NASCAR in. And as I said last week, I said keep an eye on those old timers like Kevin Harvick, Kyle Busch, and wouldn't you know it, dang old Kyle Busch found himself taking the checkered flag in the Paula Casino 400. I'm just glad they got the race in.
Yeah, I mean, he's been running strong. I mean, he came so close to winning the Daytona 500. I mean, like he said over the radio when it got canceled by the caution, he was like, in 1998, boys, this would be a win.
Yeah, right. It's a different
You
format.
know?
It's a different world right now in NASCAR. And also, it's the last time we'll see the Cup race on that 2-mile oval. They're going to go to the short track. Hopefully, maybe in 2 years, we'll see NASCAR back in Fontana.
I'm trying as hard as I can not to be bummed about that because I love the 200-mile-per-hour thing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We like to see the cars go fast, right? If you got long straightaways, you're going to get going fast. So the short tracks, you don't really have the opportunity. It's like turn left, turn left, turn left. So it's a different ball game when you have the short track compared to those super speedways, the 2-mile oval. So, but yeah, it's the last time they're gonna bust it up and create a new one, a new track. And ironically too, like Kyle Busch, he got the checkered flag on Sunday. His first Cup victory also came at Fontana back in 2005. So almost 20 years ago, man, he's been around taking checkered flags on the NASCAR Cup circuit.
Yeah.
Man, so dang old Kyle Busch. All right, let's go from NASCAR, Patrick, to spring training. We've got spring training games already underway in Arizona. And here's the one curveball with spring training is that the World Baseball Classic is back this year, Patrick. So a lot of big names, and I'm talking about the superstar names like Mike Trout and Mookie Betts, for our Angels and Dodger fans out there. They've already committed to play for Team USA. So I think the Stars and Stripes are going to be loaded this year, but a lot of those other foreign teams, they're also going to have a lot of Major League Baseball stars too. So we got spring training and the World Baseball Classic going to happen the same time in the month of March.
I kind of like it, though, in a way, because the Baseball Classic is more competitive than spring training.
It is. The guys are out there representing their countries. It means a lot more. In spring training,
Yes.
You got guys at the plate wearing like number 82 or 76, and they're just trying to, latch on, at some point in the minor league system. But, these are the major league stars fighting for bragging rights, for their country. This is, I hate to compare it to the World Cup for soccer because that's such a huge deal internationally. But that's the closest thing we got is the World Baseball Classic.
Yeah, I mean, it's legit competition because you're not like, oh, I'm going to work on this pitch, and I don't care if it gets hit out of the yard or whatever. In spring training, you can do that.
Yes.
And the Classic, I mean, your heart's on the line. You want to win.
No, that's what makes it fun. And plus, I mean, to see an outfield with like Mike Trout and Mookie Betts in the same outfield, like that's pretty special too. So it's not an all-star game. So they're actually, like you said, they're actually out there playing. They want to win the game.
It's pretty cool.
It is pretty cool. So keep an eye on that. Spring Training World Baseball Classic taking place at the same time. And the other big baseball news, I say former Dodger, and I know you can't see me right now doing air quotations, but former Dodger Manny Machado getting a $350 million over 11 years from the San Diego Padres. Patrick, this is not your Padres team from years past where they were they're penny pinchers, right? They wouldn't spend any money. They never had really big superstars, maybe outside of Tony Gwynn. But now they're actually spending a ton of money like the Dodgers, bringing in big names and keeping them there. I know Juan Soto's the other big name out there for the Padres that they're going to have to lock up, but Manny Machado, 11 years, $350 million.
Savvy negotiating move because when he said, hey, I'm going to be a free agent, it was like, oh, man, is he leaving? And it looks like it was a negotiating technique.
Exactly, right? What was that, like a week ago? I think it was only like a week ago. He's like, yeah, I might be leaving San Diego and see what else is out there. Boom, huge contract this week.
Yeah, my Padre fans were scared. They were freaked.
Yeah, and if you're a Dodgers fan, be freaked too because the Padres are locking up all of their stars for a long, long time. So this Dodgers-Padres rivalry is not going anywhere, man. If the Dodgers can keep Listen, the Dodgers are still going to be good. Are they going to look a lot different this year? Yes. They lost some guys, but they're still going to be pretty good. So this Dodgers-Padres rivalry is going to continue. I think it's going to be super competitive in the National League West this upcoming season.
Yeah.
So that's baseball. Let's pivot over to the NBA. If you're a Lakers fan, you already probably know this, but last night against the Dallas Mavericks, they came back, Patrick, from 27 down. It's their biggest comeback, actually the biggest comeback in the NBA this season. So this Lakers team may be finding their identity just in time before the playoffs, beating Dallas by 3. Oh, and on the road at Dallas to come from behind in that huge win.
Right. It's kind of the first sign of resiliency.
Yeah.
Like, no matter how bad it is, they can turn it on. And obviously in the playoffs, that could be a big deal. So maybe it makes you think, in the beginning of the season, you hate to do it, with load management and all that, but are they really trying that hard? Because they're like, hey, when we get in the playoffs, then we'll actually try. Wouldn't it be funny if you're right, they start gelling together and then the Lakers really start playing in the playoffs? Other than, did you see LeBron limping after the game?
Yeah.
It's threatening people a little bit too.
Yeah, he's older now, right? So some of those injuries are lingering. It's hard to recover and bounce back from injuries or, getting hurt. So, he's not the LeBron from 10 years ago, obviously. But with all that said, the fact that they were able, like you said, persevere, show some resiliency to battle back from 27 down, the biggest comeback in the NBA this season. This proves that these guys are not giving up. Like, hey, they're not saying, hey, we're a 10th place team. We're not very good. We're down by 27. Let's just pack it in. We'll try again tomorrow night. No, they're like, hey, we still feel like we still got a chance to win, and they did.
Yep, I give them credit for it too.
Yeah, I give them credit too.
That is something.
It is something. And of course, the glass half empty guy is going to say, well, they shouldn't have been 27 down. Like, that's not a good sign either. But the fact that they came back and won, if you're a Lakers fan, that at least has to get you excited that this team's not going to just roll over, that they do care. They're still competitive. They do care, and they feel like they can compete with some good teams. Dallas is a good team, and they beat a good Dallas Mavericks team on the road. So that was big.
It's a good sign.
And the other big NBA news, your boy Dame Lillard from the Portland Trailblazers dropping 71 on the Houston Rockets. And the caveat is, well, it's the Houston Rockets. The Houston Rockets stink this year, but still 71 is 71 on any NBA team. And Dame Lillard was a guy that we thought had a chance to maybe end up in the purple and gold with the Lakers. He said, no, I want to win in Portland. Dude, he wants to win, man. Dropping 71 in a game, Patrick.
Props to him, man, for sure. I saw a funny meme where they showed Ben Simmons last 9 games, 71 points. Dame, 1 game.
That's not fair. Ben Simmons, he's not a scorer. But yeah, you're right. Dame Lillard, man, is one of the big-time scorers in the NBA. And just dropped 71 in a game, dude. That's unbelievable. So, yeah, he's a big-time star. But my first thought was man, he was almost in a Lakers uniform. The Lakers were trying to go after him, and he's like, nah, man, I want to stay in the Pacific Northwest. I want to bring a winner to Portland. So he might. If they bring him some help, he might. He's that good. He can carry a team like that. So that's Dame. Your boy Dame.
It's hard to get people to Portland for some reason. He's finding that out.
Yeah, it is, man. It is. But money talks, right? If they got the money and they're willing to pay it, money will talk. I'll play anywhere for money. I don't know about these other guys, but I'll go anywhere for money. So
Bill Walton did it in the 70s.
He did. Throw it down, big man.
See?
Yeah, it's out there. If you want it, you just have to go to a small market maybe to get it.
Yeah.
And finally, I think this, Patrick, correct me if I'm wrong, I think this fight was in Saudi Arabia on a Sunday afternoon here locally in the IE time. Tommy Fury giving the YouTuber Jake Paul. I guess he's a bona fide boxer now, but he's still a YouTuber. But Tommy Fury gave Jake Paul his first loss. It was a decision, maybe controversial a little bit, but Tommy Fury getting the win against the YouTuber Jake Paul yesterday.
They will say this is the closest thing that Jake Paul has fought against in terms of being a real boxer. Yeah. You know what I mean? Not saying that Tommy Fury is an amazing boxer, but this also reeks of. This sets up the rematch, right?
Yeah,
Jake
of course.
Jake Paul knocked him down. Tommy got the decision. They both kind of don't look too bad here. There's going to be a rematch for sure. Probably stateside, I bet.
Yeah. I'm not saying, listen, the sport of boxing, the sweet science is corrupt. I'm not saying that. But every time I see a decision, I think, oh, man, here comes the sequel. They're all going to get another huge payday. They're gonna hype it up Yeah, someone's going to make a lot of money off this. Probably the two boxers and maybe the promoters and all that. But yeah, that's the first thing I thought was the decision. Okay, when is the sequel? When is part 2 for the Tommy Fury versus Jake Paul?
Right away, I'm like, Rocky 2.
Yeah, here we go again. But you're right. The thing with Jake Paul was that, they were saying he hasn't fought anybody. Of course he's undefeated. He hasn't fought anybody real. He finally fought somebody real. He actually kept it close. I mean, respect to him. Like, he fought a real live boxer, and he almost won.
He almost won, man. It is your Monday, and that is the roundup of sports with our guy, Pep. Tell him how to get your stuff.
Hey, if you want to win as well, just head on over to Inland Sports, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. We got the Inland Sports YouTube channel. Nothing but winning.
Thanks, Pep.